Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blood on the Grand Strand. Very special episode. Take it away, Howdy.
Thank you, Josh. Yes, hello, everyone, and welcome to the penultimate episode of Blood on the Grand Strand. In hell, I'll be in good company. Before we do our introductions, this stream will be benefiting Roll for Ukraine, a fundraiser for humanitarian support for Ukraine refugees and citizens still inside the country. All donations will be given directly to United Help Ukraine, and Josh has made a donation link for the chat. We want to thank Mark Anderson from Monocane Publishing for organizing this and letting us be part of Roll for Ukraine, because as Ellie Collins so poignantly said, only in our games do we enjoy a world of darkness. Now let's start with our introductions, starting with Harry.
Hi, I'm Harry, and I will be playing Galen, the Salubri, desperately trying to, not get killed.
Kitsu? Kitsu?
Hi, I am Kitsu. I play Astrid the Tremere, who's, she's got some interesting ideas about going forward, I'm sure.
Josh?
Hello, I'm Josh, GameFTL, and if you're on this Twitch channel, then you're in the right place for me. I'll be playing Prince Dean Preston, taking a break from Hunter for a little bit.
Just for the first half. And you also had something that you wanted to promote, I believe.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, next Friday, March 11th at 8 p.m, I will be starting a 3-part vampire series called To the Grave. With some wonderful role players. We will be exploring the secrets that vampires, well, all vampires like to keep. And that will be featuring Classy Katie, Dangerous Dan, Domestic Dan, Safi Pie, me, and someone else. My brain has got... Who is it?
Amelia Tyler.
Amelia Tyler! And she's wonderful, and I'm an idiot. So let's move the spotlight somewhere else.
Oh, let's move it to Syrinx. So turning again.
Yes. Hi, my name is Syrinx. I will be yet again playing Azaria Durant, Samitsi, grandsire of our lovely Anthony, who is not here currently.
Not yet. And finally, our special guest this evening, Murgles, would you like to introduce yourself and who you're playing?
Yes, hello, I'm Murgles, and I'm playing Irina. Thank you for having me.
We're very happy to have you here, especially when Hunter returns to the game. Now, if you all are ready to head back to the Grand Strand, we can continue our vampire story. Those who are most afraid of their own freedom are the ones most desperate to take it from others. This is never more apparent than within the walls of the Ivory Tower. The Camarilla controls lives, money, and history. With the skills of a master manipulator, those at the top tell their lessers what to believe, how to behave, and what they should think and feel. For anarchs, the Camarilla represents static tyranny, limiting the very concept of what a kindred can be. But there is one truth that even the most revolutionary Unbound cannot deny. Those inside the Camarilla are stronger than anyone outside of it, because they protect their own and withdraw that protection from those who refuse it. We begin our scene tonight with you, Irina. You have driven over 2,500 miles, or 4,000 kilometers, 36 hours straight, you driving at night, and Santos manning the wheel during the day. But now you're here, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You may have been here before. You've likely been everywhere in the continental United States over the last 100 years, but you're not here for sightseeing. You're here to kick ass. You were told by a gangrel named Isaiah that the anarchs of this place that the kindred call the Grand Strand, are waging covert war against the Camarilla, your favorite kind of battle. You're supposed to meet the leader of the anarchs here, someone named Galen, at this abandoned golf course behind what looks like an abandoned veterinary clinic. Santos, sitting in the passenger seat, sips loudly through the straw of his takeout cup. So, this is the place?
Looks like. Can you be a little bit quieter with that in your mouth?
Oh, sorry.
Mouth sounds. Yeah.
You know how it is, eating junk food all day, all night. You just sort of forget about it.
The sounds you make? Yeah.
Well, usually I'm alone when I'm eating.
Fair point. It's been a long 36 hours.
How are you holding up?
Good. I could use a stretch. Would like to get on with the show.
It's a good time as any. I see someone standing over in the shadows.
Think that's them?
Who else could it be? This place is a dump.
Yeah. Okay, stay here. I'll go talk to them.
You got it, Mama. Do you exit out of the vehicle?
I do, yeah.
As you step out of your van, Ginger, of course, follows soundlessly, bonelessly behind you. And this shadowy figure comes into plain view. You assume it is the Anarch leader you've come to meet. He looks exceptionally ordinary at first glance, but as you approach, what becomes undeniably clear is a large eye in the middle of his forehead, the telltale curse of the Salubri clan. Unbelievably rare. Besides your clan in recent nights, Irina, you might have believed they didn't exist at all.
Well, that's interesting.
Pleasure to meet you, Irina. Let's get down to business.
Okay, can I get your name first?
Galen.
Nice to meet you,
Now,
Galen.
my apologies for being curt, but we have a problem.
Sounds like it.
I know you came down here to fight the Camarilla, and while I do believe that is a noble goal, for the time being, it will have to be shelved. There's a Sabbat presence in the Grand Strand, one that has weaponized all the Thin Bloods against us, and represents an existential threat to both us and the Camarilla. I have worked out a deal, and I need your support.
What's the deal?
A ceasefire between us and the Camarilla, with a combined operation against the Sabbat.
You think the Camarilla is actually going to go for that?
Well, they already have for the time being.
I just drove 36 hours. It's a long time. You're telling me that you're no longer waging war against the Camarilla, that you're working with them?
I like it as much as you do, trust me, but we just didn't have the forces to handle them alone. Together we stand a chance, and with you here, I think we would stand even more of one.
Listen, can I get a cup of coffee or something? The joke. I don't know what you think about who I am, but I don't really work with the Camarilla.
Neither did I
until
until
uncomfortable position.
a night
is what
ago.
I'm trying to say. So how do you know what's the Sabbat plan exactly? Do you know?
Whatever their usual plan is, spread chaos, dominance. They were actually decently successful about sowing distrust amongst our group, but fortunately we were able to prevent that, at least hold firm for now. My main fear is that they are going to do more damage, and they'll win if we don't have your support and the support of the Camarilla. And as much as you don't like that, and I don't like that either, I am not overjoyed at this development, right? We need you. I just need you to swallow your pride for a little bit. And then you can go and do whatever you want. But for now, we need you.
All right. I'll play along with your little plan. I should let you know that it has nothing to do with my pride and everything to do with my knowledge of the Camarilla and what they do in relation to the Sabbat. But if you're so gung-ho about how everything's going to work out hunky-dory, let's figure it out together.
I fully expect things to go to hell in a handbasket, but for now...
Do you have a backup plan then?
We're working on that. Now, I'm going to meet the prince. I would appreciate if you were to join me.
Who is the prince here?
That would be a man by the name of Dean Preston.
Do I know who Dean Preston is? No clue, huh?
No, never heard the name in your unlife.
Okay.
Something you do notice, though, Irina.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger seems to like Galen. Galen, you see that Irina has a small sandy-colored coyote with her, and it's very friendly. And you, with your specialty in animals, it's very friendly. Sniffs you, looks at you, kind eyes.
Yeah, I'll say hello to it if it lets me.
Believe it will.
Is the dog or the animal? Sorry, did you say cat?
Coyote.
Yeah. Coyote. Fuck, coyote. Is the coyote healthy? Does it seem like it's doing well?
It's very healthy. She's a happy dog.
You know, it's not all that common that you find somebody with a pet coyote. How'd you find this one? Just picked one up, or?
I move around a lot. Ended up in a place, and she seemed to take a liking to me. Didn't really want me to leave, so I took her with me.
Mm-hmm. Well,
she likes you. It's a good sign. I'll meet you.
I'm glad to hear it. Let's go do that then. The sooner the better.
So, Irina, you feel comfortable leaving Santos alone in this parking lot, or would you like him to follow you?
I'm gonna tell him to follow. Do you mind if I hitch a ride with you, Galen? And
most people can't tolerate my Prius, so if you can deal with that, then yes.
I think that's a good plan. So I'll tell Santos to sort of follow us, and I'll take the opportunity to get to know Galen better.
Well, luckily, Galen, your Prius is not in your possession. It was taken by George several nights ago. And you have a limo waiting for you in the shadows of your veterinary clinic. And as you and Irina make your way over there with Ginger in tow, happily walking between you, Santos ready to follow in Irina's what looks like an armored Volkswagen bus, we move our scene to Azaria and Victoria, who were waiting in the limousine this entire time, watching this exchange. Victoria turns to you, Azaria. What is your game, chérie?
It's been a long time since you called me that.
It is not an answer to the question.
Why should I have a game here? Just because the Sabbat is involved?
No, not only that. I am no fool. The only way that you could have saved me from this Sabbat is if you watched me go down first and then stepped in. I did not want to say it in front of Galen and his coterie, but I know. So what is your game?
You are safe and sound right now, are you not? And having a chance to watch you fight once more. See what became of you after all those centuries. I thought you could handle them.
Well, as always, happy to prove you wrong.
You do have the tendency to. Not that I mind, per se.
You asked me last night, why am I so protective of Galen? You kept asking me over and over. It is because he is everything that you are not. Being with you and everything I endured, the loss of humanity, filled with apathy. When I met Galen, he sparked something within me. He's my raison d'être. Oui.
Do not speak as if you also did not savor the years we spent together. You wouldn't have stayed as long as you did if you did not. It's
For a time.
easy to talk about your past self in such a way, yet you made the decisions you did at the time. I did as well.
You never cared for me. You only cared for what you could make out of me.
You were so enamoring back then, just as you are today.
She takes her finger, runs it slowly across your lower lip. If anything that you have planned for Galen leads to his demise, I will make you wish you never woke me.
So we're back to animosity?
We never left, Cherie.
Only time will tell, chérie.
That moment, the limo door swings open, and in comes Galen first, and then Irina. Azaria, you have never heard of this person. You've heard Galen and his coterie talk about some famous anarch from the infamous Anarch Revolt in Los Angeles. She's wearing a leather jacket, and she looks formidable, even though you can tell that she is not nearly as old as you. Irina, what you see is two young women. One of them dressed as if she is about to go to a fencing competition, and the other is a dark-skinned, very short and statured woman, wearing a lot of clothing around her arms, almost as if she's trying to hide something. And she immediately makes room for Galen to sit next to her.
Hello?
Glad the two of you could finally join us.
Hi, Irina. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure is all mine, I'm sure. Azaria.
Azaria, that's a beautiful name.
As is yours.
Thank you.
It is nice to meet you. I am Victoria.
Nice to meet you, Victoria.
I have heard the stories about you. This one, likely not.
I hope they were the good ones, you know?
Yes, if you go to any anarch gathering, they talk about you.
Ugh, they should really get something else to talk about. I don't know. Maybe if they weren't so busy talking about me, they'd be able to take over the Camarilla.
You are going to do very well on the Grand Strand.
Here's hoping. So we're gonna go meet a prince?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, if you want to keep the Grand Strand, that is. Shall we go?
This is your limo, Shelley.
Perfect. And I give the signal to start driving.
Of course, Antonio waits with, if she breathed, with bated breath for any command that you give her. The limo drives into the night. And as it does, it heads towards Broadway at the beach. And that is where we're going to move our scene now, to Prince Dean Preston and his child Astrid, who are currently waiting for the rest of the guests to arrive at the prince's favorite spot, Magi Quest.
My dearest child, I hope you're ready for what's going to happen this evening.
Is there something you would want me to look forward to more than anything else? Or something to look out for more than anything else?
I think the most important thing in meetings like this is to be able to track the mood of the room. There are going to be very dangerous people around, and I want to make sure that you're safe, but also to make sure that they know you are a force to be reckoned with. I would like you to take some responsibility for the proceedings this evening. You've spent more time with the people of the Grand Strand than I have, and you are better informed.
As you wish.
Especially with Galen being there, your friendship is a valuable lever.
I will do my best not to disappoint.
I don't think you could. Before we meet them, is there anything you'd like to tell me?
Well, I'm sure you are aware, but I told them already, but your sire is no more.
I have heard. Congratulations. Finally get his meddlesome ways out from under my feet. The real work can begin.
There's also another issue. Your other child was...
What now?
I believe he's under the Baron of the Strip's influence.
He's a pain and a fool, but he's not Sabat.
I hope that's right. I hope. I found him. I spoke with him in the area. And he doesn't like me very much. Let's put it that way.
Jealousy is powerful.
Well, I wanted to just make you aware that he's been around there, and I hope he's okay.
Do you have proof?
Of him being there?
No. Of your suspicion of his allegiance.
No. Not so far. I hope I never find any. But I will look.
Thank you. Tonight, we will end the threats to the Camarilla. So, put a smile on your face. It's going to be a wonderful evening.
Of course.
And at that moment, you both hear a knock on the door. And Astrid, to your surprise, you see the Samitsi you met when the Camarilla first arrived a few months ago open the door. Diana Garland. She looks remarkably more mundane than the last time you saw her when she flesh-crafted her face to look like an Ouroboros. This time, she has carved and melded her face to be perfectly smooth and unnaturally beautiful. And trailing behind her is your coterie mate, Galen, Victoria, Azaria, and someone you do not know, but you assume to be Irina, this famous anarch you've heard so much about, who may or may not be your lover's sire. You also see that she has a pet, a small sandy-colored coyote. Diana walks over to the prince's side and gently rubs the back of her hand against his cheek. "You guess Sahia, my prince," she says.
Thank you very much. If you would do us the honor of standing guard, we are not to be interrupted.
"I would be honored." She saunters out of the room.
As soon as Zarya enters the room, she will give a little bow towards the prince.
He'll incline his head in recognition.
My prince, I have brought our guests.
Victoria makes no such inclination.
Victoria, Galen, and am I expecting Irina?
I don't think you are.
And company.
It's a nice place you got here.
Only the best, you know?
I walk in like I own the place, by the way. I'm just like sauntering about, looking at things.
It is not a nice place, Irina. It looks like a children's entertainment studio where children get to pretend to be wizards and witches and run around with wands. This appears to be an office of some kind, but the decor is still present.
Looks like you're in a place of perfect standing for your job.
Oh. This place has some history behind it. It used to keep me prisoner, but I've made it my own.
Huh. I admire that.
Could I have your name?
Irina, what's your name?
Prince Dean Preston.
Hi, Dean. Nice to meet you. Do you mind if I just call you Dean?
I'm sure you're going to anyway.
Smart one. It's rare that you meet a smart prince.
You've met many?
A few, here and there.
You must
Big
be
distances.
very popular.
Never liked the word popular. I don't know, known maybe? Well known. Though I see you don't know me, which is great, to be honest. It's nice to know well, we can start on a good foot.
It depends on which arena you are. Please, everyone, take a seat. I know there's some important matters to discuss, and we all need to come to an agreement of exactly how we're going to do it, and if we're going to work together to do it.
An important question for the storyteller. Azaria and Astrid, are you standing on the prince's side of the desk, or sitting? Astrid says yes. And Azaria, as his seneschal, where are you seated?
Assuming Astrid is sitting at one side, probably the right side of Dean, I will be sitting at the left side.
All right. And Irina, you're making yourself at home, so I assume you're seated. Put your feet up on the table.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm leaning back, making myself real comfy.
Yep. Ginger lays down underneath your chair. Galen, are you seated or are you standing? You're muted, by the way.
I'll sit for the time being. I'll sit but not relax.
And Victoria will sit next to you.
So, as I understand it, we are here to forge a ceasefire? And work
Correct.
against mutual enemies. Now, I would like my seneschal and my child to explain exactly the threats we're up against. Because as far as I understand it, the last threat I heard about was a bunch of Banu Hakim disappearing.
My prince, the issue at hand is that the Sabbat have infiltrated the Grand Strand, causing mayhem amongst kindred and kind. They have been attacking both sides, both our side and the Anarch side, in an attempt to put us against each other and end up victorious themselves.
Galen, does that sound right to you?
I would say so.
And is that where those Banu Hakim went?
Victoria grips your hand a little tighter. I made the Banu Hakim disappear.
So we do have enemies.
I was not aware that talking constituted an enemy. I convinced them to leave. That was why I was in your territory when I was attacked by the Sabbat.
And just to be clear, had I heard about them disappearing or had I heard about them dying?
You definitely heard about them dying.
Right. Good to know.
Victoria doesn't know that. She's been in torpor for 3 days.
I can see how the Anarchs have been developing their position. So, would someone like to give me a reason for us to forgive?
What is there to forgive? Sambano Hakim left. Why is that a problem for you, Prince Dean Preston?
Because when you say left, I hear they left their heads somewhere very different to the rest of their bodies.
Perhaps Galen would know more of this, seeing as you, Victoria, have been in torpor for a few nights. What do you say, Galen?
We have been at war with one another. I don't know if you know this, but in war, blood tends to get shed. What I'm proposing here is a ceasefire for the sake of our survival. If we want to maintain control of the Strip, then we have to do this. I don't think we have much of an option.
Astrid, without the Anarch's help, and you're the expert on this, would we survive? The long-standing Camarilla with fingers in many pies, etc., etc.
Having met and seen what the Baron of the Strip can do, I worry. Of course, I am too young to know the depth of your power and the depth of the Camarilla power, I feel. But I definitely feel that we would be at a disadvantage. Something we do not want to be right now.
I am not too young to know the depths of the Camarilla and its power. I was in the Camarilla before your grandmother breathed her first breath. And what I think you should do is listen to someone who has survived a Sabbat assault. We have here a great veteran of the Anarch Revolt of 1945. Let her tell you what it is like to fight the Sabbat alone.
Please.
Fighting the Sabbat alone. Well, I don't want to get too poetic about it. But it makes it feel like you'll never see the sun again after you've already felt like you've never seen the sun again. And if I remember correctly, Camarilla kind of enjoyed the fact that the Anarchs were never to see the sun again as they watched the Sabbat rip us apart. I'm a little bit on the fence about helping you guys out. So, is there a reason why I shouldn't just let the Sabbat wipe the Camarilla out and then come in and take them down? With what's left of them? I'm sure you'll give up a good fight, so should be slim pickings by the end.
You know, I was thinking the exact same thing. Which means that we're both in trouble. Disappointingly.
Listen, if you want to fight the Sabbat, yes, you need lots of people to do it. They fight, I'm not even sure dirty is the word for it. They fight like nightmares. It's the worst nightmare you'll ever have. And yes, while I do sort of hate you, even though I just met you, Dean, I wouldn't really wish Sabbat solo on my worst enemy.
It seems I'm the only person at the table who isn't particularly convinced. But sometimes princes are wrong. So it is within my power to decree that, sure, we'll take a ceasefire. So that's step one. We're working together. Does anyone at the table have a suggestion for how that will work?
Galen? Your plan?
Unfortunately, we are going to have to approach one another as equals. There can be no power struggles among us. We can't be bickering and squabbling over who did what over the past few months or years. That has to go away. From now on, we approach this as allies. We must be 100% transparent with one another, inform each other of our plans, and coordinate to best provide resources where they're needed. Now, again, I know that is not the easiest proposition for you, especially, us being Anarchs, you being Camarilla. It is not easy for us either. I am making this suggestion because it is out of necessity. So, what do you say?
My prince, if I may.
Please.
I'll look back at Galen. For something like that, you would need a strong leader recognized by all Anarchs, whom all will listen to. For the Camarilla, that is simple. We have our hierarchy. We know who to listen to. Do you think you'll be able to get all Anarchs in one line? And I'll briefly glance at Victoria at the end of that.
She hasn't taken her eyes off of the prince.
It would be easier if everyone agreed that you were the leader of the Anarchs, Galen.
Wouldn't that be nice? I think for the most part, there is some consensus there. But again, being Anarchs, we are still disorganized. I have the forces to back up my claim. There doesn't really seem to be anyone else contesting me. I think I can rally them behind me. I'm confident in that, in fact. Especially with Irina here.
Good. In that case, honesty, what you asked for, combined force, seems doable.
Good. Very good. I'll offer my hand to shake.
Hold on. Complete equality, we're agreeing to that?
I was wondering the same thing.
Yes. This is not something I'm willing to negotiate. If you're not on board with complete equality. Yes?
I just want to be real clear. What, no offense, but the Camarilla have a great way of finding loopholes, so complete equality, allyship.
We will approach this in good faith. If they don't do the same, then we can deal with that when it happens. The fact of the matter is, if this is to work, there needs to be 100% trust. If one group has power over another, it will result in conflict, and that cannot happen if we're going to win this.
Hmm. 100% honesty, 100% equality. You keep the boundaries of your turf, and we keep the boundaries of ours. But the hierarchy must remain.
Within your territory, hold whatever hierarchies you want. That's your business more than it is mine. However, don't expect to enforce those hierarchies on Anarchs.
This is what I was afraid of. Azaria, would you do me a great service and transfer your boon over Galen to me?
Of course, my prince. Anything to serve the Camarilla.
Your loyalty will be recognized. Galen, I offer my hand to you in partnership to destroy the Sabbat. But I would like you to promise me that as the leader of the Anarchs, you will instigate no aggression against the Camarilla, and as a show of faith, you will kiss my ring.
I see no issue with that. After all, you have my boon.
I'm so sorry. I hate to interrupt once again. I know. It's not very polite of me.
Speak freely.
You're going to kiss his ring?
I'll do something stupid and symbolic if I need to do something
This
stupid.
is more than stupid and symbolic. Galen, I tried to tell you not to play games with the vampires like this.
All right,
Do
then.
you think that he will not spread this information through his harpies, through his heralds, that you kissed his ring? Irina
Then what do you
aside.
suggest we do, Victoria?
That is Irina suggest what we should do.
If you don't want the Sabbat to lay you into the ground, we make this deal without kissing rings. That's called being equals. That's called working together. I promise you, you could handle it alone, and you'd fail. So what we're offering is way beyond anything that you could ever possibly expect. In my lifetime, I haven't seen this.
Yes.
And so could the Anarchs.
Here's
You
the
could
thing.
also handle it on your own and fail.
You won't get a ring kissed, but what you will get is a handshake. Us interacting with you as equals is more than enough of a PR win for you. It's a win for both of us.
What is your plan, Dean? To wait? To let the Sabbat destroy us, and then what?
Well, then we take over the Grand Strand.
Ah, yes.
Claro.
We'll let the world burn and then we'll rule over the ashes. Brilliant plan, Dean.
I've already agreed to work with you. But now I'm calling in a boon.
But your plan is isolationism.
The last time someone tried to reunite this coastline, they got their head removed. I'm not so keen on that happening to me.
You know, the last time that I was here, my sire ran the Grand Strand. You killed him. I do not think I have forgotten that. I believe it is you who owes me a boon. Diablerist.
What negotiations? This is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Can we put down these stupid pretenses and power struggles? Like, for fuck's sake, do you want to deal with Sabbat or not? Forget Anarch and Camarilla. Right now, it's just me and you. Do you want to beat the Sabbat or not? This is up to you.
You have your answer. It's yes.
So then let's put down this bullshit.
If you want true unity, you will unify with us under the Camarilla. But I know
Oh,
you're
for
going to say no to
fuck's sake.
that.
Dean, you moron. Dean, I want to work with you. I am not working with you out of some, like, oh, kumbaya, you know? That's not what I want, okay? I'm doing this for practical reasons. The fact that you are not able to see past your stupid Camarilla bullshit is exactly why we generally don't want to interact with you. What we're doing is we're making ourselves vulnerable and offering to work with you.
You already
so
made
that both of us can
yourselves
survive.
vulnerable by having someone with the title of Baron run the strip. Tearing up life after life. I do not want that. Neither do you. I
So
will
then work
work
with us.
with you.
But you won't do it as equals.
You won't do it as equals, and you won't do it at all. You want to isolate yourself within the walls of the Ivory Tower. Is that not right?
The walls will protect us. Together.
Ask Irina how much the walls protected when her anarchs revolted. Ask Azaria how her Sebat destroyed the Ivory Tower all along the East Coast. You're wrong.
No, but you know what? Show us again. Show us again. Listen, I love a pattern. I love a good story repeating over and over again. Who needs history? Who needs changing things? You could just do it once more and prove me right.
Am I entirely unreasonable asking Galen for entirely unselfish reasons to make sure that those under the Camarilla are not subject to more murders, more aggression, more
We'll
land
suffer
grabbing?
no aggression from us. None.
Then Astrid, you've spent time with Galen. If he didn't kiss my ring, no symbolic show of fealty, how far could I trust him?
Except Galen. Back to Dean. Goes. I believe the gesture itself, unfortunately, would not mean anything to him. You can trust him the same, whether he does it or not. Or so I believe. He's got his creeds, and will often say what he thinks. So I believe you would be, if you judge him without, it would be as if with. You still do have a boon over him.
Yes, and what will you do if he does not reciprocate the boon? Will you bloodhunt him while the Sibat invade us from all corners?
I'm not a fool, I have priorities.
Will you do it after then?
I don't know. That depends on whether he sticks to his word. I rescind my request.
Thank you.
Completely tiresome.
Well, I'll be.
Would you take a counter offer?
Always.
I know that we did not get along when this area was anarch and you were masquerading as an anarch under my sire. But once upon a time, I was an anarch, archon for the Camarilla. I fought Sabat wherever they festered. I will kiss your ring. I've kissed the ring of many princes. And you can take my word that the Anarchs will fight with the Camarilla under peaceful terms. And you can take this as me forgiving you for your crimes.
I understand your skill and your opinions are well respected among the Anarchs.
Among the Camarilla too.
Yes. Should you want to be an Archon again, you only have to ask.
I'll keep that in mind.
I accept.
She walks over, bends down very formally. As she does so, the wrap around her shoulders falls slightly. And you can see where her shoulder and arm do not quite meet together as they should. She is gravely injured, you assume from the Sabbat attack. And she kisses your ring. And as she does so, she stares at you, Astrid. My prince.
Victoria. Thank you. Now we should get down to discussing the actual plan. I wonder who has opinions about that. He looks at Arena.
I would also love to hear the actual plan.
I believe the one who knows the most about Sabbat is sitting among us, Madame.
I believe the one who knows the most about the Sabbat in this area also sits among us. And I will look at Galen. You and your coterie have had interactions with Gananti, have you not?
He uses thin bloods. Some kind of magic or blood frenzy. He puts them in under. They blew themselves up. That's his main way of doing things.
It was a pack of 12 thin bloods who attacked me as well.
12. Was their ferocity anything to write home about?
Toria pulls down the turtleneck, reveals a burnt-on handprint on her chest. One of them touched me. Burnt. It was as if sunlight came from their hand.
Can I do an occult roll
Of course.
to figure out what the fuck that means?
Mm-hmm. Intelligence and occult. Dean is quite proficient in. Azaria, you may do it as well, if you like.
Yes, please.
I got 4 successes.
That's quite a lot.
Try to.
Yep, intelligence and occult. Irina and Galen would have no idea. Even more for
5
Azaria.
successes.
That is a critical success. So that is
7.
7 successes. Oh God! Everyone's showing up the prince. 6 successes for Astrid.
Thank you for bringing my ideas to me.
All of you, even the prince, would see that this is unlike anything that any of you can do. All of you possess some sort of magic. The prince and Astrid, varying degrees of blood magic, Azaria, Koldunic sorcery. None of you can do anything like this. None of you can harness the power of sunlight. But all of you know that Thin Bloods are something of an enigma in kindred society. They can do things that they shouldn't be able to do, and they do it by brewing their own alchemy, giving themselves abilities. One of these, apparently, is harnessing the sun to burn upon contact.
I can see why you lost.
Thank you.
Still, they are just Thin Bloods.
If they were just, Kanante would not use them. The fact that you say they are just is why they fall under the Sabata, is why they fall to the Sword of Cain. They have no place, barely a place in the Anarchs, no place in your court. What do they have to believe in? What else do they have?
Well, in that case, I can't imagine any defense we could brew up in time. The Baron. Is he vulnerable?
He's tough. Very tough.
Who is this Baron?
Baron Knonti. Ministry. Skilled in magic, one dangerous motherfucker.
I believe Victoria could tell us more, seeing her past with her.
Old. He's a Satite snake, and he possesses abilities that make it difficult to keep your head in the battle. It's also a very powerful Sabat. He's Qatari. They believe in giving in to the beast, as all Sabat do, but they make a religion out of it. And he particularly doesn't like me.
I mean, normally you'd want to cut the head off the snake, right? Situations like this.
See. This hard to get to. I tried 70, 80 years ago. I failed. Instead, I killed all of his people.
The only difference being back then you did not have our joint forces.
That is true. But what forces will you offer, my prince? Will you send out patrols? Or will you wait here for them to come to you?
It seems as if you probably made the right decision already. The sheriff and my hounds will have to collect information on exactly where they gather. But I'm not going to patrol. This is a city-state. Hit them hard. Sweep the legs. Take out the Thin Bloods, take out any support. And even if we can't kill this Baron, only one person will have a limited effect.
So you are asking us to kill all of his followers as well? The Thin Bloods who have no place in kindred society, part of this world, part of the human world, confused, alone. You want us to kill them all?
Arena, you did say that they were nightmares. Waking nightmares. Am I wrong?
Well, the Sabbat are, but I don't know about a bunch of hoodwinked thin bloods. It sounds like children being dragged into a slaughter.
That is true, Galen. They were part of our army. We cannot send them wholesale to slaughter.
Let's not infantilize them either. They joined the Sabbat because we failed them. Now, if you want to slaughter them wholesale, then
Really?
I suppose we can fight this later. Because as long as we keep treating them this way, this will continue to be a problem. They need a proper place in our society.
Dead is your solution to that?
Well, we also need to fight.
Yeah, but aren't there... Could someone just do reconnaissance, find out the specific...
Well, yeah, of course. I'm talking about grand strategy, not just a battle plan.
Astrid, you said you would be willing to save them if you could. You said so last night, you and Hunter.
It's true. Another thing that's true is that it is not only thin bloods. Our kind as well has fallen under him.
I have been in torpor. Who else?
I can vouch for at least another person.
Who?
For Magnolia.
I do not know this name.
She is a vampire that we knew when she was still living. She had been embraced, unhappy with who she was. As soon as she stepped into the club, she became a different person.
Yes, it's all the more reason that we should save them, if we can. I know the Madame disagrees, and can tell by the scowl on your face that you disagree, my prince.
I wouldn't wish to tell my prince what to do. This is not what I wish to do. However, I can tell you where they gather, where we saw all of this happen, and that is at the Club Karma. However, I don't think that we are immune to their charm. This isn't just the thin blood issue. They were just the easiest target, perhaps, because of their lack of place in the society. However, there are those on the fringes of the society, akin that just thrive under him and don't see through his illusions. Because they're tough to see through.
See, I understand.
And so whoever we send, wherever we go, we run the risk of not coming back. So there must be some other solution that we can find. It doesn't necessarily involve us slaughtering everyone that's been taken under this control, because it might mean killing our own.
And then the question becomes, why even protect yourself against the Sabbat when you're the ones taking your own people out? What is a war when you're fighting? Who are you fighting for? The people you're going to kill? You take out the head.
And look how the anarchs come together. I'm sorry, I suppose your child is not an anarch. She has nice anarch sentiments.
I take her advice very seriously. And she's right. If there's a full-blooded kindred there, then they count as our own. But given that there's no alternative on the table, however he's seducing these people, however he's brainwashing them, whatever it is you think he's doing, there's no proof. So until that time, I think my order would be to remove them.
Order? That's an interesting choice of words there for an allyship.
I think he's referring to his forces, not to us.
Oh, okay.
Just a poor choice of words, not a direct affront to our alliance.
And the fact
You
remains
think whatever you want.
that you cannot reason with those who are lost to their beliefs. Granted, you may think that you could save some of these kindred or thin bloods in those ranks. There are more than you think that are already far gone in their beliefs and would happily die for them, even if you cut off the proverbial head of the snake.
Isn't it worth trying, though? Minimizing the loss of unlife?
I fully believe that we will probably see no success in actually changing minds. I think this will be a long, drawn-out, bloody affair, but I 100% agree with Arena that we have to try.
Even if within those efforts, the time you take to try, you will lose more of your own?
We only need to hit one place, Madame. The Club Karma. I, as Archon, I will get you the proof you need, my prince, that they are not also far gone.
To make a decision like this, I will need very convincing proof. Because the reason we're sat at this table is because they are a threat to everyone.
We'll do what we can and bring you that proof, and if we can't find it, then we will, well, we'll go with your plan.
I will only add that the effects after being in the club, as soon as we'd left the place, this euphoria, this compelling to let go of the masquerade, of everything we stand for, to just give into what we felt, what we wanted to, without any sort of restriction or reason or anything. It faded. It might stand to chance that his power is not as unlimited as it seems. And that even though he might be able to control people beyond the location itself, he might not be able to control everyone, and not at the same time.
I do see now why you embraced her, Dean.
She is my pride and joy. As a well-practiced blood sorcerer, do you think you could prepare a defense?
I could locate and try to isolate. Would that be enough of a plan for more experienced forces to jump in?
That's the question for the people who will be going with you.
I believe so, then.
Gillen, we will try. You will help, yes?
Of course.
Good. So, we have a deal, we have a plan, and an uneasy alliance.
If everyone keeps to their word, long may it rain.
You'll have no trouble from me. I promise you that much.
In that case, I hope you spend a very, very long time as the Baron of the Anarchs.
So do I.
Good. This has been a productive evening. If you need anything from me, you can reach me through Astrid. Or you can attempt to approach my sheriff, Azaria. What's your next step?
Whichever step you command it to be, my prince. Although I do think it might be useful to join this group in their efforts of going to the club.
If you wish to prepare for battle against a Baron Cananti, I think you should perhaps prepare and save your strength. So maybe if they can recruit you for this expedition, sounds good to me. Dean stands up. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Diana, the new keeper of Elysium here in the Grand Strand, it's her position in Charlotte. It's no longer needed. Immediately takes the hint and stands up and goes, okay, goodbye, Enox. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
One moment. Arena. I remembered which one you are now. When you leave our boundaries, do not step back inside of them. For the best, I think. Farewell, Anox.
Come
Thank
on,
you.
shoo, let's go.
Really. I'll just look to her for a second and then look back at Dean and just make eye contact and say genuinely, thank you. And then I'll turn to go.
See you later, Dean.
Astrid, do you go with them?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I look at my prince.
And he expectantly waits for you to make your decision.
Oh, she stays.
You stay? All right.
And he notices.
So, which is really no problem because Astrid did come on her own, not in the limo with everyone else. But as Irina, Galen, and Victoria leave, having formed an alliance of sorts with the Prince of the Grand Strand, we are going to take a very short break, and we will be rejoined with Anthony and Hunter in a little bit.
Thanks, everyone. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone, to Blood on the Grand Strand. Huddy, take it away.
Thank you, Josh. Before the break, some of the coterie met with the Prince of the Grand Strand, and now we rejoin the other half of the coterie, Anthony and Hunter, at Pirate's Voyage, which a few nights ago was destroyed when a Thin Blood came in with a bomb and placed it in Hunter's man's hands, and it blew up. Right now, Hunter is seeing the damage for the first time. The fire damage, the water damage. And Caden is trying to ignore most of it. Caden is running around. He has a cell phone on his arm, and he's talking to Hunter's lawyers, which Hunter was not entirely aware that he had a whole team of lawyers. In fact, Hunter is learning that Caden has been taking care of his business for him in a much deeper way than he ever realized. I'll take care of this, sir, Hunter says. Caden says. I have paid your taxes every year. This is insane. This is someone trying to set you up. You think, I understand, sir. I understand that you are all about the pirate thing, but I pay your taxes. I make sure your taxes are paid.
We pay taxes?
Yes, sir. Of course we pay taxes.
Okay. Well,
someone is trying to set you up, sir.
Oh, absolutely. And I know who it is. Look, if I got hold of the person who owns the that place down on the strip, you know the Club Karma?
I heard about a new club coming into the. I think it used to be a Winn-Dixie or something. Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I've done this before. Could we shift the blame?
Oh, absolutely, sir. I have the PR team, lawyers, talking to the person who runs our social media content manager. Which I understand. I try to keep this stuff from you. I don't want to bother you. I know you have lots of stuff going on every night, whatever it is that you do. So I'm on top of it, sir. I will take care of this. This will go off of the media, and we will file civil lawsuits. I am fully prepared to deal with this.
Make sure it's Club Karma that takes the the fall for this. They won't see it coming.
I can do that, sir.
Am I paying you enough?
You're paying me about $80,000 a year, which is a lot for my position.
Let's see if we can find more.
I also pay myself, so if you want me to increase it, I'll do it.
You probably should.
I'll let payroll know, which is myself. Meanwhile, Anthony, you are inspecting the upstairs of Pirate's Voyage. It is the least damaged of the building. Everything seems to be in order. There's some smoke damage, but nothing that can't be fixed with some soap and some paint. But who is with you? Estella. She was instructed by your grandsire not to leave your side, and when Hunter and Caden said they were going to Pirate's Voyage, she of course came with you. So this evening has been somewhat uncomfortable for you. And even before you left the House of Fencing, when Azaria left that evening, you felt a twinge, a pain of regret, as if you wished you could have gone with her. You have this unnatural desire to stay close to her ever since you drank her blood. But Stella is sort of moping around behind you, watching what you're doing, not saying much.
Well, I'm not saying much to her either. Mostly just trying to focus on the work at hand. Do I know if Hunter wants to keep this place, or is he moving on?
You haven't had that discussion with him yet. Well, Stella starts touching some of the paintings. Up here is where Hunter's rarest collection of pirate treasures are.
Touching as in just poking around, or does she know what she's doing?
She just seems to be touching things. She seems a little bit nervous.
What's on your mind?
Oh, there's a lot of nice stuff here.
I guess.
Azaria told me to stick close with you wherever you went, and I'm not really sure why. I feel like I have this feeling like I feel comfortable with you. It's strange because I don't even know your name.
Yeah, sounds strange to me as well. I'm Anthony.
Anthony. Okay, I'll remember that. Last night you told me you were too important for me to know your name, so maybe I've come up in the world in just one night.
Yeah, don't get any ideas.
Can I trust you, Anthony?
I'm friends with Hunter. You can trust me as much as you can trust him.
I have a problem that I'm too afraid to talk to Azaria about.
You're going to ask this random person you don't know for help? Shoot.
She told me you're her grandchild, and she told me that you're real important to her.
Oh, that's sweet. So what's your problem?
Well, before I was embraced, I met somebody who, I think he was a vampire hunter. His name's Marcus. I don't really know what happened to him. I got hurt. Whoever turned me must have felt bad, must have found me dying. Maybe Marcus abandoned me. But he left me his card. I had it in my pocket. I've been emailing him. I know I'm not supposed to. I know I'm not supposed to use the internet. It's not allowed in the Camarilla.
Yeah, that can get you into some real trouble.
But I've been talking to him every day for months. A few nights ago, he told me he's coming back to Myrtle Beach, and he's not coming alone. He told me to leave the city. He said he's coming for the people who did this to me. And I don't know what that means.
Means pretty much what you think it means. Marcus is not a good person.
How would you know? You never even met him.
I know of him.
So you have a secret too. We're not supposed to talk to vampire hunters any more than we're supposed to browse Instagram.
Is there a point to all this?
What do you think I should do? Should I tell Azaria? Should I tell him not to come? What would you do?
Well, first of all, I'd focus on the work we're actually doing right now. Second of all, I would probably not tell someone very high up in the Camarilla that I'm exchanging emails with a vampire hunter every day. In fact, I'm surprised you're asking me about this because, by all means, I stand to earn quite a bit of favors of turning you in.
I don't know. I just feel like you wouldn't hurt me.
Trust your intuition often.
Yes. I used to be a detective.
Interesting. Well, I used to be a photographer, and now I'm doing this, so who we used to be and who we are right now don't really have much in common.
I can tell you used to be a photographer. The way you look at things. The way you look at me even behind your sunglasses.
Is Azaria putting you up to this?
Putting me up to what?
This. Talking to me. Being here.
No, she just told me to stay with your coterie wherever you went for me to go with you. To keep an eye on you just in case something bad happened. She said it's dangerous, the Sabbat are dangerous, and that I shouldn't be alone.
I'll tell you this then. Vampire hunters are dangerous too. Stop communicating with Marcus. I'll deal with him when he gets here.
Okay. I trust you.
I don't know why, but I'm glad you do. Don't touch those paintings with your fingers. They're worth more than your car.
They look like it. Both of you, both Stella and Anthony, can hear Caden yelling loudly on the phone downstairs. If you want to go check and see what's going on.
Any excuse to get down there, I'll immediately head down.
And Stella will follow you. All right, sir, I have everything set up. I have is going to be very covert. We are definitely going to push them to saying that it was Club Karma who did this as some sort of rivalry. I've even got the people making the boat, the casino boat that we talked about. Got them. They are going full steam ahead, sir. We are going to turn this around 180. Club Karma is going to suffer for it.
Good. Still owe you explanations, but I think this is going to work out just fine.
I'll be here, sir, when you're ready to talk about it. And hey, if you want to knock me out again and give me another hand, I wouldn't say no. This one looks funny, but it works pretty good.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
I'm going to go check the kitchen and make sure that we don't need anything replaced. Our insurance should cover everything. I'm taking copious notes, sir. Very detailed.
Yeah, it's is it bad that I hope we could take the insurance and go somewhere else? There's a lot of trouble around here. I don't really enjoy the political bullshit, whether it was Club Karma or not.
In my opinion, sir, Pirate's Voyage brings a lot of joy to a lot of people. It's a staple of the Grand Strand. It's been here for almost 20 years. And I think that you can rise above anything for what it's worth.
Glad you have faith in me.
Always have, sir. As Caden walks off to the kitchen, still yelling on his phone, Anthony and Stella meet you downstairs.
Damage doesn't look so bad upstairs. Plenty of asses we can retrieve.
Yeah, you got a spare place to stay?
Thought you had plenty of them. But if you want to come to mine, sure.
I was thinking of you. I recognize you don't spend a lot of time around me anymore, but I quite liked having you around.
Sure. Place I was thinking of staying at is just a bunch of bad memories anyway, so.
We can build something here.
You're planning to rebuild this? You're gonna stay?
Yeah. I was gonna run away, but I suppose I have a duty to Caden, you, all the rest of them. The crew.
Speaking of the rest of them, at that moment, Victoria opens the door of Pirate's Voyage. You see her walk in with Galen in tow. Neither of them look particularly happy. Trailing behind them, though, someone, Anthony, you don't know. But Hunter, you definitely do. It is she.
Holy shit.
Irina. It is your child.
What the fuck?
Not dead. Get over here.
Where the fuck have you been?
I'm here. I took a few trips here.
I run over and I hug him super hard.
Yeah, I'm not anywhere near as strong, but yeah, to the full extent of my strength, I just crush Arena.
Anthony and Galen, as you watch this, both of you, neither of you had good relationships with your sire. Anthony, you were shovel-headed, and Galen, your sire was horrible, gaslighting you, tried to force you to diablerize him for his beliefs. This is unlike anything you've ever seen. They care about each other. It seems to be genuine.
Oh my god. How did you end up here? I've been looking for you for a really long time.
Yeah. I sort of drifted over here. There wasn't much place for me after, what happened to you? I hadn't heard anything and assumed the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, the worst. You okay?
I am okay. Yeah. He gestures to the burned out shell of a building like, you think a little thing like this would stop me?
Is this yours?
Yeah. Pirate themed. I actually, I met some distant family a while back, and I suppose I have some lineage in that area. It's a long story, but feels really fucking good to have some family again.
I'm really glad. I'm glad to hear it.
Did the others make it?
Mm.
Fuck.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
We're here now. Yeah, what you doing? Still taking down princes and peons and...
Well, yeah, something like that. So I think I'm being forced to make friends with this one. The one that you got here.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've been avoiding that for a little bit. It's too messy. This guy here, Galen, is the man for that. I'm just a club owner.
Sell yourself short, Hunter. As much as you, you're not just a club owner. You very much are the glue that keeps this coterie from falling to pieces.
That feels nice to hear. And well, I've fallen to pieces a few times myself. I feel like more of a pincushion.
That's what life's about, isn't it, babe?
Yeah, it sure is.
I mean, do these plans of... Do we have time?
To...
I don't know, I just can't stop looking at you.
It's...
Do you have time? For a drink, maybe, or something?
Yeah, we have time.
Okay.
You guys do that, we'll handle whatever needs to be handled.
Thank you.
At that moment, Astrid, you return from your sire's domain, not too far behind your coterie. You see Hunter and Irina. Your suspicions were correct. They appear to be sire and child.
Astrid, there's someone I want you to meet.
Okay.
Irina, Astrid, my partner, Astrid, Irina, my sire. Both very important to me, so I suppose you should know each other.
We've already met, actually.
Oh, good.
But it's good to be able to talk to you, not from around the table.
Yeah. I reach out my hand to shake her hand. And it's like a firm handshake.
Her hand is not very firm. She tries.
So how long have you two kids?
Well, I suppose since that night, that's how many months has it been, Huddy? It has been months between seasons, right?
And 6 months between this season and last, yes.
So yeah, just over 6 months.
All right. Oh, am I interrupting? Should I?
No,
No.
you don't mind, Astrid? We need to catch up.
Please.
If I may, before you, I do not want to interrupt the reunion. I believe I should tell you and Anthony what has occurred.
We should start with that. Perhaps. But we should make time for you guys to talk as well.
Yes,
We're all still alive, so it can't have gone that bad.
we struck a deal with the prince. Yeah, tried to pull Galen in by having him kiss his ring, and tried to pull all the Anarchs into the Camarilla by having them swear fealty to the Ivory Tower. We were able to, with Irina's help, we were able to persuade him out of that. Irina's a veteran of the Anarch Revolt. She's very knowledgeable. I cannot speak for everyone present, but I do not believe that this is going to work. Dean is weak. He is going to... Yeah, he's not going to help us fight the Sabbat. He wants us to wholesale slaughter the Thin Bloods and hide behind his walls, let them crash against it, and then he'll roll over the ashes, as Galen said. It will not work. We will fight the Anarchs, and we will die. And then they will come for the Camarilla, and they will die. And that is how it will end.
I would only add, if I may, that weak as he may be, and I shouldn't be saying this and will not be saying this in his face, he has his merits, but they're not in physical power.
Yes, they're in hiding.
Much like he will not fight, perhaps. His presence alone is keeping the Camarilla together and preventing more vampires to fall from the Baron. If we can find people whose conviction is strong enough within the Anarch, the Camarilla, whatever goes, we are at least one step ahead of what the Baron can do. He's got many steps in him, of course, yet, but a symbol of some sort of grounding is still something that we should rely on at the very least. At least that is my thought on the matter.
Astrid, I do not know what game you are playing between Anarch and Camarilla, and I do not want to know. I can see that you are playing both sides for some benefit that I do not understand, and like I said, I do not want to. If it is worth anything, I have a plan. I think that we should... Let me first ask Irina. I know you are having a reunion with your child. I do not want to hold it up much longer. Would you do something for me? A favor? A boon, if you want one.
What is it?
Will you take the soldiers that we have, that Galen and I have amassed? Will you take them out of the city, over the border, out of Myrtle Beach, into Tabor City? Just temporarily.
I mean, I'd be happy to help, but I mean, over the border.
Why? What is your plan?
My plan is that we are going to go after the Baron.
Why over the border then?
Because I don't know what other plans he has in motion, what other bombs he will send, or pack of Thin Bloods he will send. I will not let any more Anarchs die for his plans. So, the people we have left, I would rather have them brought to safety until we can regroup and come up with our own plans. Because I truly believe, Astrid has a different opinion, but I truly believe Dean is weak. He will not lead us to victory.
I mean, it's a good point. My concern would be this deal that you've struck up does not include leaving him alone to fight the Sabbat. Am I correct?
I will not be joining you. I made a deal. I will keep it. I made sure that no one else kissed his ring.
That is true. Do you not need help taking out the Baron?
I do. From you, Arena, I need you to protect what people we have. We have many, many injured anarchs. Galen knows this. Caught in building fires and elsewhere. He can gather them for you, and you can take them to Tabor City. It's just over the border. They would be safe there.
All right, I'll do it.
Thank you. Hunter, we can save some of those thin bloods. I know we can.
Worth trying.
Anthony, saw you talking with people there. People you know are there. Astrid, you have people there. Galen, some of these thin bloods were in our army. We have to try.
Help. I always wanted to.
I know.
Please don't misunderstand. I hate everything that's going on. I want it to end. That there is no other motive.
As you say, Astrid.
Can I insight check that?
Yes.
Go for it.
Do wits and insight. Astrid, roll me composure and resolve.
I'm not lying though.
We'll see. Yeah. That's 5 successes for Hunter. Ooh, 4 successes for Astrid. Astrid, are you lying about having any other motives when it comes to the Camarilla?
No.
She's not lying.
Cool.
And I'm going to apologize right now for my dog snoring.
Hunter probably internally reprimands himself for doubting for a moment and looks anywhere but at Astrid.
I have a plan. We'll share it with you tomorrow. But I believe we need to strike at the Baron shortly before dawn. It is dangerous, but he will be most vulnerable then.
With what?
All
Sounds like
are
a
willing.
good plan.
Just with what?
You
I
need
shot him
it.
in the face with a very big gun.
Anthony?
Go over at Stella, who's been listening most probably. Well, you've overheard this entire conversation, Stella.
I have.
What does your intuition tell you?
My intuition says that if you're with these people, there's a reason that you wouldn't surround yourself with stupid people.
Well, there you have it. Straight from the babe's mouth. Of course, I'm in. Man has personally insulted us.
And what of you, Carino? You're muted, Harry.
Let's do this. I want to handle this guy. I want him out of the way.
All right. Will you come with me so I benefit of your healing my arm some more?
Sure.
All right. Victoria and Galen go upstairs. Hunter and Irina, where do you go?
God, everywhere's burnt. There's
Not everywhere. The public-facing part of the building is completely intact. Could show her
okay.
your boat and
You want to see
do
my
all
boat?
the the show.
All right.
Yes, Astrid.
Before they leave, Astrid is just gonna grab for his wrist
Mhm.
and just be like, "Take your time, but do make time for me at some point. I've got to tell you something."
Okay. Will do.
Be safe.
I'll be fine.
And Stella, of course, sticks close to you, Anthony. She keeps looking at you. You keep wondering if she's going to remember who you are. You know that making her forget who you are when you erased her memories, you know that that is only permanent should someone not poke too far in. But we will begin with Hunter and Irina.
Well, this is where the magic happens. I got together a little crew of actors who were out of work, living in the same trailer park as me, and we all got together and eventually I bought this place. Bought's a strong word, but you know.
Look at you. Looks like you got comfortable being in one place.
Yeah, I gotta dash sometimes when can't avoid that, but yeah, is it bad that it's starting to feel like home?
Like home, huh? That's good. I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
So, what's the deal with the Astrid you got going on there?
Well, we got into some trouble together, and she was having a hard time. Recently turned. But well, we got through it together. People lost their heads, and it wasn't us, so thought we'd make a go of it. It's been a little spotty over the last few months. She's been busy with something else, but I don't. Most people have been busy with something else, but, you know.
A little spotty, eh?
Yeah, it's easier if I don't ask.
Well, I mean, I imagine it's kind of tense, what with her being the prince's child and all. Dancing pretty close to the Camarilla, my boy.
Yeah. I'm sure she's got that all tied up in a neat little bow. I trust her, so.
Yeah, you don't think that her loyalties lie elsewhere?
I've never had any reason to doubt her.
Yeah, of course.
Don't give me, yeah, of course.
What do you mean? I'm just...
She's dependable.
You know what I've always said about love, darling.
I want to hear you tell me again.
It's a trap. It'll chain you.
Yeah. I don't feel so chained to you.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. There's a difference between love and family. Falling in love can be dangerous. But you're grown. So, you're grown and coming back from the dead. So I think it's just a mother's worry. Nothing more.
I appreciate your concern.
It's a beautiful ship. What else you got going on here?
Well, and he kind of skips over to one side and like pulls a lever, and it moves. Like water squirts everywhere.
Enterprising. It's very fancy.
Yeah.
You can see all sorts of things set up: lights, pyrotechnics, water displays. It's a whole production here.
While I've been setting this up, what have you been up to?
Yeah. What have I been up to? Things were a bit rough there, you know. After your brothers and sisters, I wandered. Spent the better part of the time looking for you. And now I'm just sort of going from place to place, enjoying the travel, enjoying the road, helping needy folks out as I go.
Yeah.
You all seem pretty needy.
Do need help. Offer you a place to stay if you need it, and I don't believe you stay long, but
Just for tonight, yeah, but I think that'll be beautiful. Be nice.
I feel like all times.
Yeah.
A question for the storyteller, Irina.
Yeah.
You wearing the necklace?
I am.
Hunter has a very, if you are wearing the necklace,
Oh yeah, he will be.
it's a very antique looking, almost priceless looking locket. 18th century, you think. Not that you were particularly schooled in such things,
Yeah.
but it looks very precious, and he keeps it very close. And Irina's wearing a necklace as well. You've never seen her wear it before. Looks like there's a vial of blood.
I know you're not sentimental. So, what are you keeping around your neck?
That's You wanna share? You can tell me yours. I'll show you mine. Is that what you're asking?
Sure. You ever heard the story of Anne Bonny?
No, I haven't.
Bunch of pirates around these parts. 3 of them. Apparently I am the spitting image of an old captain she used to run with. And this old Malkavian tracked me down, and well, turns out I'm related. She died. But I keep her close.
That's real nice.
Family's important to me.
Yeah. can I ask the storyteller a question?
Yes, you can.
So he's asked me what I'm wearing. I'm not sure what I feel perfectly fine in sharing this information. Is this like some like big and dangerous?
Perfectly fine. That's probably quite traumatic to bring up.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you wanted to share it with him, you certainly could.
How much time do you have?
All night.
Do you remember 1999?
Some of it. There was a lot of fire running through my veins for a whole week.
Yeah, me too. In fact, it was every Ravnos.
So I hear.
Mm-hmm. The antediluvian meant final death. This is some of him.
He fell to you?
Oh, no. Goodness. Oh, warms
I don't
my
know
heart.
what
You think so?
You're a bit of a badass.
It's just, honestly, it's a funny story how I came by it. A friend of a friend. But yeah, it's the blood of the antediluvian. I wear it to remind myself of what happened that week. I have to tell you something. You might not want to see me after, and so I'd understand. And it sounds like I'll be quick out of here, so you don't have to give me a place to stay if you don't feel like it. It's totally up to you. As I said, you're grown. But as you know, that fire kind of affected us all the same way.
Yeah.
Your brothers and sisters.
It wasn't an easy time, and
It was me. I couldn't stop myself. But it was me. All of them. So.
all of them? Irina, there were 5 of them.
I know. I know. I know. But I figured that you should know. If, well, I told myself that if I ever found you, that I would tell you because it's your choice. It's your choice if you wanted to be family again. You chose to leave, and I'm very glad you did. And I missed you a lot. And I thought I'd never see you again. So. It's your choice. But you gotta know.
I didn't look for you. I knew you'd... On any other day of the week, you'd be okay. You look after people. Irina. You do that to... You know what? I think you're right. Love is a trap. You can stay if you want, but I'm sure you have your fight. I've made it very clear I want to stay out of it.
It was really good to see you.
I missed you a lot.
I believe Astrid wanted to talk to you about something, so I'll let you go handle that now.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing me around.
As we move from what was once a touching scene, we head upstairs to Pirate's Voyage, where Galen and Victoria currently are. Galen, could you make me a rouse check? And could you roll me your Valerian roll, please?
Absolutely. Okay, I clicked the rouse check button. It didn't make a sound, so I don't know if it did anything. It did not do anything. Let's try this again. Oh, it just did a thing.
Well, we'll just take the first one, so you get hungrier. So you're at 2 hunger. 3 successes. You and Victoria are sitting in a bedroom that you once shared back when the Camarilla first arrived and had their big party here. When Prince Tenebras met his final death, as did the Malkavian Sarah, or Anne Bonny, as you later learned her to be. And you look at Victoria with your third eye, and that glow emanates from it. Victoria has removed most of her clothing so that she can feel it on her skin, radiating healthy warmth. And finally, her shoulder that has been dislocated all this time comes to where it should sit against her sternum and chest. And you have healed her final aggravated damage, at least in that part of her body. This handprint does not seem to heal. And you don't know why. You've spent many years healing Kindred. You don't know why this one won't heal, but it won't. And as you do this, the blood pours down your face, all over your face, as it does every time you do this. And Victoria takes her wrap that she was using around her arm, and she starts wiping it off. Of course, you can see her fangs have descended. The smell of your blood sends Kindred into a frenzy. But she is not hungry enough to attack you. Anthony and Stella, you are in the common room where all of the casino machines used to be. Now it is just burnt floor and destroyed carpet and half demolished walls. Are you really gonna go after the Sabbat by yourself?
Ask you something. You've been told to stick close to us by Azaria, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So you are going to tell her exactly what happens here tonight.
I probably should, but if you tell me not to, I won't. She told me to listen to you. Do what you said.
Who's your sire, Stella?
I don't know.
What's your clan?
Samitsi. But I show no aptitude for flesh crafting, and Azaria is very disappointed in me about it. She hasn't said it, but I can tell.
What do you know about the Tsimitsi?
I know that we are the clan of dragons. Some people call us fiends.
That's all you know.
Most of us are proficient in blood and flesh crafting. Azaria is proficient in some sort of magic that I don't understand. Nobody seems to understand.
Sorry, I had not taught you anything about the clan's history, allegiances, nothing like that.
Some. I've only been with her for 3-4 days.
Do you know Do you know what happened on this stretch of coast 20 some years ago?
Oh, yes. She told me about that.
Yeah.
The great invasion from the Sword of Cain.
Yes. And who were in charge of this great invasion?
I don't know them by name. I believe the term is Archbishop. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really know.
2 clans formed the heart of the Sabbat.
Oh, yes. I know that. The Samitsi and the Lasombra.
Yes.
She has a Lasombra that she knows that comes and visits her sometimes.
It's very
It's very
sweet.
handsome.
It's very sweet. Do you know how they created their army?
No.
You don't know the term shovelhead?
No. Is that what I am? Is that why I don't know what my sire is?
That's what you are. You were
Sounds
taken,
traumatic.
drained, turned, and then buried under 6 feet of dirt by a monster. A monster created you, Stella.
I know I'm a monster. It makes sense that a monster made me.
Why do you want to get involved in this?
In what?
All this? Why are you with Azaria? Why are you following me? Why are you asking questions?
What else? What should I do? How else will I learn if I don't look to others who have more knowledge and wisdom
You know
than
enough,
me?
don't you? You know not to stay out in the sunlight. You know you need to drink blood. What else is there to know? You can just leave. This is a big country. There are many, many cities and towns around this country where you don't have to deal with this nightly bullshit.
Anthony, why are you angry? I believe I've done nothing to you, but you talk to
You
me as if
haven't
you
done anything wrong at all, Stella. You've been perfect here. You've been ever so polite. I don't know why I'm angry. What do you think? What does your intuition tell you?
It tells me that I've done something, but you don't want to tell me what it is. I don't mean to make you angry by asking questions. I told you I was a detective. Part of the job is asking lots of questions.
Do you know about your time as a detective? Did you have any family, any friends?
I had a mom, but she died.
So no one else?
I had a husband once, but we divorced, and friends, lovers. I had all the human things that humans have. I'm 43.
Now you have none of it. All you have is a bunch of people who will not die, who will just argue and fight night in and night out over trivial, stupid things.
Humans do that too.
Humans die, and humans know that.
We die too. I've seen it.
Yes, but you know what the difference is between our kind and theirs?
No.
Humans know that they only have so much time to do what they want to do, and then they're gone. We know that we potentially have as much time as we want to do what we want to do. So we get scared, and we get jealous and paranoid. And slowly that little sensation is going to crawl into your heart that talking to me, everything you just told me about yourself, I can use to destroy you.
Is that what you want? To destroy me?
Not right now, but eventually, maybe I will. You've never met the Sabbat, have you?
No. But I
You've
feel
only-
like I'm learning a lot from you right now. If this is how you teach me, that's okay.
Why are you doing this to me?
I'm sorry, I'm not doing anything.
Is this supposed to make me happy?
I don't think I'm here to make you happy.
Now you're here to learn from me.
My instructions are to listen to you and do what you said. Zarya doesn't talk like you. She's so cold, and everything is calculated. You talk like you're still human, like I do. Passion in your voice, you can hear it. You have feelings. I don't know if Zarya has any anymore. It's refreshing, and it's nice to be around. It makes me feel less other. I'm sorry if I make you angry, though.
Do you want to are you happy?
Right now?
Yes.
In this moment?
No, well, in general.
No.
Why not?
I feel very adrift. I feel like there's a piece of me that's missing. I feel it every day, every night. I hate it. And I don't know how to reconcile with it.
I'm really tired, Stella. I'm really tired.
I'm sorry.
Marcus told you he was coming here.
He didn't say when, but he told me to leave as soon as possible.
You should leave.
I don't want to leave. I grew up here in Myrtle Beach. I'd like to stay here. I still have people that I don't meet them, but I check up on them, and it makes me feel connected. It's hard to explain. Maybe you understand.
I'll teach you, Stella. I'll teach you everything I know.
Are you being serious?
I'm being serious. I don't want you to listen to her. She's too old. She's not human, like you said. I only want one thing in return.
What is it?
I want you to tell Marcus where he can find me.
Is it here? This place?
No. I'll give you the address later.
Of course.
You can tell her.
Is this a boon?
No, this is a favor. From one person to another. No other strings attached. This is not a boon. This is not the Camarilla or Anarchs or... This is just two people doing each other a favor.
Okay. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, it's okay. Be careful. You shouldn't be here. There's gonna be a lot of bodies soon. Should stay low.
I'll stay with you.
Yeah, sure.
Hunter storms out of the public-facing business back into the casino portion. And Astrid, you are there inspecting some piece of debris that's fallen off of the column, one of the posters that keeps up the ceiling. Hunter comes up behind you.
Give me 2 seconds. I need to fix the cameras.
Of course. I'd be happy to. Well, while we wait, Irina, you exit out as well.
Yeah.
Looking much less happy than you did when you first saw Hunter. You see Santos has entered the casino. He's still sucking on that takeout bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And Ginger is with him. What's going on, Mama?
Let's go.
Where are we going?
Let's just go back to the car. I'll talk to you. I'll debrief you on what the plan is.
I heard you whispering in the car that you said your son was here.
Yeah.
You don't want to introduce me?
Would you like me to?
You know I always look to you. Want to do what you think is best. I know how hard things have been for you.
It might be a little hard for him to meet you just now. If you really want to meet him, because, I mean, he's your brother, I understand. And I'd be happy to introduce you too.
Yeah, this place is real nice. Does he own it?
He does, yeah.
Mm. Can I ask what's got you looking so glum?
Have I talked to, does Santos know?
Yes, you are preparing him for the embrace, so you have told him just about everything.
I've told him everything about his siblings as well, right?
Just about, yeah.
Okay.
You never mentioned Hunter because you assumed Hunter fell not at your hands, of course.
Okay. Santos, I told Hunter about what happened. Your brothers and sisters. He didn't know. So.
And he's blaming you for it?
Well, I did it, Santos.
Yeah, but how did he get out of it? How did he get out of doing exactly what you did? Does he even realize that if you didn't do it, they would have done it to you? Do you even remember it? Does he?
I didn't really ask him. Why don't you go talk to him? I'll introduce you real quick, and then you can stick around and maybe get to know him a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'd like to meet the asshole.
Listen, it's okay, you don't gotta do that, Santos. He's your brother, so family.
Right. Family don't turn on each other. Not of their own volition, anyway. That's what you taught me.
Yeah.
Mama, if you want to go out to the car, have a few minutes of fresh air, I'll stick around here.
Okay. I think I'll do that.
All right.
And I just sort of saunter out and leave Santos to do what he wants.
Mm-hmm. We move our scene to Hunter and Astrid.
Astrid, you wanted to tell me something? I can't quite hear you. Speak up.
She turns around, kind of like just, yes, that was quick. Are you okay? I said you didn't need to rush.
Don't worry. I didn't rush anything. It's well, it's not everything's always perfect. We haven't met in a while. It's probably less important than whatever you need to tell me.
No. Should we go somewhere?
If it's private, that's up to you. Yeah, sure, we can find somewhere.
Yeah, let's find somewhere. Maybe sit down.
Sure. What do you need?
Just for you to be comfortable. Look, if today, the last few days, months, have been a lot for you too. This didn't need to happen. Let's be fair.
But it did. I'm sorry. It's a lot right now, but thank you. Maybe I'll see her again. We can deal with what she did some other time.
Okay. I won't pry. Those who've not been prying for me, but for my business. But I wanted to. I've been thinking about this for a while now, and you know what Victoria said back there is true. I've been walking this weird line between all of these factions, and sometimes I feel like everything is over my head. But that's not what I wanted to dump on you. The only thing I wanted to actually say was I was supposed to give you some reassurance. I'm not entirely sure, but whenever I'm not even sure how to say this. If I drink from someone else, someone like us, I've only ever really done it once. And it was scary. I ended them. I drank them whole because if I didn't, it felt like I feel like if I did that, I would no longer be myself. Does that mean anything to you? Do you know of anything that would? Why that would be?
You drank someone to their last drop, and they were kindred.
Yeah.
Great. Great. it is extremely dangerous because not only do you have your own mind in there, what I've been told is that you have someone else's. You take it from them and you take whatever they have. And it hurts. I just got done telling the person closest to a mother to me that I didn't want to see her again because she did just that.
What?
So I need you to be real clear about what happened to you. Because I'm just about done with all this vampire blood drinking bullshit. What happened?
I need to get stronger. Because that's the only way that I can protect you all and not be a burden to all of you.
What are you talking about? When have you been a burden? The answer is never.
But I feel so useless. I've been the stake hunter. You don't. It was. I don't know if you don't understand. We've never talked about it really, but that was the boat. You remember what happened? I couldn't do anything. I saw everything, and it was awful. And
this is why I'm the way I am. Because sometimes you can't do shit. And you have to accept that. I will not watch you tear your soul apart just so you can eke out a little bit more blood magic or whatever it is.
it wasn't about the power. I didn't mean to do it.
You don't stumble into someone's neck doing that.
No, but also it was the insider.
I don't care who it was.
Okay.
Good. I mean, good. If he's dead, where does that leave you?
I don't know. But what I wanted to tell you was that I never want to do it again. And the thing is, if you know how sometimes I let you drink from me, or like I let others drink from me whenever we need it or something. I feel like I would just not be myself anymore if I did that. It's scary. And what if I am... We saw Azaria demand of Anthony to drink from her. If I am asked in the Camarilla to drink from someone else, I will not be myself anymore. I am almost certain of it. So, if something happens, if that happens, if I suddenly start acting like not like myself, and you would know because you've known me the most out of everyone here. If I no longer have your best interests at heart, then something happened. I wanted to tell you because I don't know, I don't have anyone else I can say this to, and I don't even know where I'm going with this.
I get it. I understand. I was being a bit melodramatic at the time, but I didn't drink from you because it is scary.
Hunter, you would know, you've drunk from Kindred before. When you drink Astrid's blood, you're not sure if it's her or if it's her clan. You feel no connection, no additional bond to her, unlike when you've tasted Galen's blood, for example.
Sure. So the Camarilla gonna make you bond to someone?
I hope not. I don't think they know. That's the thing.
Okay. I love you. I will keep an eye out for you.
If something happens, keeping an eye out for me might mean taking me out. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. It's okay. I wouldn't blame you. I just wouldn't want to keep going forever doing stuff that I don't believe in. I've fled in my human life. I've left my family behind because I didn't believe in the things that they wanted. They believed in money. They believed in material things. They didn't believe in family, in love. I was a spoiled child in so many ways, some would say. But I can't. It felt so fake. And so to have to be fake now in front of Sire, in front of the prince, in front of so many people, to have to play these political games, it hurts so bad. I hate every minute of it. And if I ever start believing in these games for some reason because someone forces me to, I would rather not exist at all. And I wanted to just say this because I guess as a reassurance that it would not be me anymore. I hope, as shitty as an assurance as that is, I suppose that's what I wanted to tell you. And this was a very bad time to do that. You don't have to say anything now if you don't want to. We can take it another time if you need to process things and stuff.
You know something my sire always used to say? I'll do it. I'll help you, if you need it.
For the storyteller's clarification, Hunter, are you offering to bond Astrid?
I didn't realize that that's exactly what she was asking. But
You said you don't want to do it. You need to clarify for me what it is that you're talking about doing.
I specifically in that instance, I was talking about if she becomes a traitor, I'll kill her. But that's,
that is the clarification I need.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, make sure that that's what he meant.
So, should Astrid become bonded to someone, be forced to do things against her will, you will kill her. I have made that note.
Well, I'll tell you why. I don't want you to. I don't want you to drink my blood. That is a step too close for me to the problems you were talking about, all the politics and having problems being fake around people. So I won't do that. We have work to do.
As we move away from yet another difficult conversation for Hunter, and of course a difficult one for Astrid, we return to Galen and Victoria. Galen's just finished healing Victoria's wounds, and Victoria has finished cleaning up the blood that has poured out of his third eye. And as she cleans the blood off of your face, Galen, you can feel that her skin is warm. Shouldn't be. She is dead, as you are dead. But her skin is warm. Carino, do you trust me?
Of course I trust you.
I didn't tell them all the plan that I have for the Baron.
Okay.
I want to give him what he gave us. I will tell only you. Don't tell your friends. I'm going to blow up his club.
With people in it?
No.
How are you going to do that?
Not with people in it. You and your coterie will get who you can get out. We will go very early before the sun will rise. Hopefully, he will have taken to ground. We will destroy his club. If we are very lucky, he'll be inside of it.
Okay. So where are you getting these explosives? What?
I know many people. I can get some C4 by tomorrow.
That is frightening.
Get to know me, Carino.
I know.
Amazing.
I'm okay with this. I mean, wait. I promised them complete transparency, and I can't not do that.
Then I ask that you tell them after we are there.
All right.
And I ask that you get them out safely. If I do not find you before the sun rises or before the club explodes, don't come back for me. And so I feel I must tell you this now. I love you, Galen.
Love you too.
And if there is anything after this life, I will love you then too.
What are you planning? Like, what is your plan of how to plant these explosives?
My plan is to place them, set them, maybe get out in time. I'm not that worried about it. What I am worried about is the future of the Grand Strand and ending Konanti's reign of terror.
I trust you.
And with that, we will end this episode of Blood on the Grand Strand in Hell I'll be in good company for this evening. Thank you, everyone. So sorry, Harry, you kept having so many technical issues.
It's okay. That's how it is sometimes.
Let's give a huge hand to Murgles. Absolutely just blown away. Just knocked it out of the park.
I'm
as
sorry,
Hunter
Mom.
Sire.
How dare you?
It was not at all where I was expecting that to go, but
Neither was I. But then he was all nosy. He was like, "What are you wearing?" Just the truth, I guess.
You brought it up.
what did you do to my brothers and sisters?
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. This was great.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Chris. I hope that was a nice little reunion with you and your child, who doesn't know that she's your child anymore.
Nice, yeah. It's great.
It was so good. That was really, when you were like, "I'm tired," I was emotional. Oh my gosh.
Because we've all literally been there.
Yeah.
I took from the fact it's midnight now, so I'm really tired. So
Yeah.
I was like taking it from. It's acting. It's acting.
And I'm sure the multiple mentions of Marcus, absolutely nothing to do with what may come in the future for Blood on the Grand Strand.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
And thank you, Josh and Kitsu, of course. Your scenes together are always very emotional, very charged.
I wanted to like be like, here, hey, I don't know what this is, but here's a tool that you can use to like make sure that I never drink from anyone else again and that they can't freaking have
And
me.
I'm just like,
That it ended up being piling up the stress. It's like, I'm so
I'm just like, I'm mad at my mom. I'm mad at my girlfriend. Everybody leave me alone.
maybe
Well-
I need to sleep on it.
Yeah.
Hibernate on it, sorry.
Torpor on it for 100 years. Come
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
Still grumpy.
No, I very much, considering Hunter is such a pirate, I very much appreciate that he has convictions that he sticks to. I do very much appreciate that about him.
Yeah, he has feelings about vampire bullshit, but it was really fun to play off of both Murgles and Ondembers. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we want to thank Cyrix, who is with us. We could see her, but you can't see her.
Somewhere. Hang on.
I'm a ghost.
Peeking in. There we go.
Who is also fantastic as, of course, the very creepy Grandma Samitsi that we like to call her. So thank
Sorry,
you,
she's a
everybody.
grandma?
She
I'm more than your
is.
grandma. Step up your game.
I'm sorry.
Get good, sir.
One of you
Great
doesn't eat
grandma.
your kids.
Great grandma.
Oh, wow. I could eat another. I still have an extra.
My kids eat themselves.
Yeah.
And there you have it. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for Josh for hosting us here. And of course, this stream was benefiting Roll for Ukraine. So thank you for making the donate link for the chat.
Problem. Yeah. Exclamation mark roll for Ukraine if you want more info this last minute. But yes. Wonderful. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Huddy, so we could do a good thing and do good vampires.
Yeah. And we'll see you all next week for the finale of season 2 of Blood on the Grand Strand, which in returning will be Zachary Vado as the Baron of the Strip, the big bad guy for this season.
We're gonna get him.
Just kill that fucker.
I'm sure that's exactly what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. Until next time, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.